Hi Aquas. This reading is for anyone who identifies as or finds themselves very interested in an Aquarius at this time. In the month of March 2019. What is going on with Aquarius this month? I know we're running a little bit late as usual, but we are going to go ahead and do a reading for the entire month of March, and we'll take a peek at the past to see where you're coming from, where you've been in this first week so far. Two of Wands and Queen of Pentacles reversed is where you're at currently and for most of March. Planning, Aquarians, planning for your future. Emperor showing as well. You're planning, but you're feeling a little bit anxious about those plans, it looks like. You have an original vision. You are creating your own destiny. This looks very much like a reading that I just did recently. It may have been the Aqua Moon Pisces Sun Timeless Tarot reading that I just did for anyone with those specific placements. But that's the space that you're in this month is I think having already chosen a direction or in the midst of choosing a direction. You're aware of how powerful your choices are at this time, whether you've made the choice of what direction you're taking your life or are still weighing your two options out, it looks like, with the Two of Wands covering you. It's like the first big step in a lengthy spiritual journey. And I think probably because you're so aware of how powerful your choices are, what weighty potential you hold at this time, Aquarians, you are feeling a little anxious about actually walking in that direction. It's going to determine a lot of life thereafter for you. When I see the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, it's also often speaking of someone who is giving too much to someone or something outside of themselves. And so it can often be a good indication that it's not the best time to lend money or to invest in things. With the Emperor in the root of your situation, that divine masculine energy is coming in really from February probably, or even sometime before that. It is, as I said, the root of the situation that we'll lay out here. That divine masculine energy is the father in the tarot, of course, and an authority figure, a leader, powerful, an owner, owning his own power, if not his or her. It's masculine energy, but it can be speaking to a woman as well. Owning at least their own power, but if not other things, owning their own schedule, owning their own business, owning their own home. Again, in whatever specific way, a leader, an authority in one's own world, one's own life. It can also be talking to a father figure, talking about a father figure in your life, someone who's the father of your children, or your father, or a father figure to you, having become a father figure to someone else yourself. Yeah, some of you, that is actually what the message is about, having become a father, feeling like you became a father figure to someone, and then the birth happening. And no wonder you're feeling anxious about plans that you're making regarding that child in their life. That is a huge step. It's a huge choice of direction. But even if that's not this specific example that resonates with you, it's that type of thing. It's that type of feeling in charge of something, watching as it comes to fruition into the world. Feeling like the leader in some area of your life, and anxious about being in charge of choosing that direction that you're going to take it in, take your life in. With the Emperor and then new love, well, the Ace of Cups is often new love for me, new or renewed love. Some of you have also maybe started a new relationship with a divine masculine figure in your life. They entered and then you fell for them in the recent past. So even the end of last month or the beginning of this month even. And this has put you very much in your emotions. However it applies specifically to you, it's put you very much in your emotions. And after evaluating your emotions, your feelings on the matter at hand, on being this authority figure, on starting this new relationship, this new love, whether it's a literal birth or a literal new relationship, or just like I said, a new relationship with yourself in your own life, because you feel in charge, you feel empowered, you feel like you're dictating the direction things take. In any case, you, after examining your emotions about the matter, you're ready to take that next step this month in March, at least by the end of the month. I would say by the end of the month or the beginning of next. And feeling confident about it. The Three of Wands obviously comes naturally after the Two of Wands, and it is that feeling of being established, having made the first decision, taken the first step in that direction, whichever you chose, to create your destiny, having taken that first leap of faith, even really, in the direction of your choosing, and feeling confident about it. Feeling established, feeling confident. With the Page of Swords showing up as a piece of advice, I see you being advised to speak up, to speak your truth, even if it is difficult for you to. Even when it is difficult for you. You're also advised to charge ahead full force, again, confidently toward the direction that you want to take your life, or this relationship, this new love. I think I'll just say new love, that, you know, if it applies to you as your child, as becoming an actual father and having an actual birth, then you'll know that that's what that means. That's another form of new love, right? I may just skip this ad. But yeah, the Chariot is advising you to stay focused, to focus your intention. You also have the Moon card on the bottom of the deck. It is a new moon today in Pisces as I'm recording this for you, Aquarians. Uranus, your ruling planet, also moved into the sign of Taurus today. Interesting then that the Queen of Earth, which can often represent a Taurian for me, is in reverse as what's crossing you. So some of you are specifically having challenges surrounding that transit. That, of course, would depend on your specific chart. As you can hear, I'm clearly having Mercury retrograde difficulties. Communication and travel could also be a prevalent problem for people at this time. Of course, there's much more to Mercury retrograde than that. Often that opportunity to review our past is very helpful, useful, healthy, and very much a positive thing. All depends on your perspective, and again, your specific personal birth chart, how it would fall out for you. Let's get one more piece of advice as well. The Chariot is also suggesting that in order to maintain the control that you've recently realized and grasped and taken over your own life, Aquarians, it requires you bringing opposite sides of yourself together and focusing all of your intention at the same goal at this time. So perhaps, you know, your emotions and your practical side. You have your emotions in check, it seems. You are able to honestly examine them in a mature fashion. You're feeling empathetic toward yourself and toward those around you. You are feeling your way through, successfully feeling your way through, using your insight, your empathy, your intuition. This transit and this month, this shift in your life that's happening currently, feeling your way through, navigating this new position that you hold, where, like I said, you've recently become an authority figure in some way in your life, or possibly in others as well, and successfully so. You're comfortable with the mysterious, with the unseen, with the fact that you know that all is not what it seems at this time. That with that you're comfortable. And then with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, it's like your practical side though is lacking a little bit. You're so focused on your inner world and on your emotions, and on your subconscious desires, etc., that that's more so what you're succeeding at than actually grounding yourself in the 3D and your physical world. Again, like I said, just feeling a little bit anxious. If it is the specific example of having become a father, you're maybe feeling like there's certain things you're not ready to teach someone else. The Queen of Pentacles is a character who's often both crafty and creative, both creative and practical. And I'm sensing that, you know, you feel creative, but you don't exactly feel practical. Maybe you don't exactly feel wealthy and rich. You've chosen the direction you want to take your life, but it's not exactly paying off yet the way that you'd hoped. That's definitely a possibility here. You have the Queen of Water showing again on the bottom of this, the SpirtSong tarot deck. Information about all of the decks that I use and that I always use are always in the description of the video, along with information and links about and to private readings with me if you're interested. All that's below in the description as well. Aquarians, you're also advised here to lean into your logical mind. And that is what I was just saying, that I feel that the creative, emotional side of you is very much illuminated at this time. You're enjoying it, you're understanding it, or at least, as I said, feeling comfortable with what you don't understand about it, enjoying feeling your way through. Or for some of you, having no choice but to feel your way through Pisces season. It might be all that you can do at this time. But you're advised here to bring your logical side into the picture as well, as much as possible. Because like I said, in this picture of the Chariot, in order to move forward with confidence and as in control, as with the control really that you were granted in the root of this situation, You'll need to bring both of these sides together, this creative and practical side, this emotional and logical side. And I think it's the logic and the practical that is missing from the picture a little bit for you right now, since that's what's showing up again here in your advice. The King of Swords is he has great ideas. This is someone who's very wise, gives you honest counsel, intelligent counsel. He will not let you down. He refuses to let someone down. So he's very honest about what his limitations are. Very just, can sometimes be a counselor of some sort, like a legal counselor, something of that nature. Some of you, in the root of the situation, had met a divine partner. In the recent past, you realized it is love. It is going to be a blossoming love, a blossoming romance. And again, whether that's new, brand new, or renewed love, either way, there was an intense sharing that happened, an open sharing that happened then between the two of you. And it really seemed like, and I think very much is, an opportunity for happiness. But opportunities are just that. All of the aces are just seeds that would need to be watered. Even the ace of water, right? And I think that you are, in that case, I think trying to define what the partnership is, what type of divine partnership, what type of journey you may be on, it may be part of what is making you a little bit anxious about the partnership. That's just for some, not for everybody. But even in that case, our outcome is still this continued confidence. Because you make the choice, and during Pisces season, which is another thing that the moon is indicating, is that this is what this reading is taking place during Pisces season. You make the choice to inspect your emotions, to, like I said, find empathy and a way to feel your way through. Find empathy, again, not just for others, but for yourself. I think Mercury retrograde for a lot of you could be why the Page and King of Swords are showing up here in your advice. That might be why it is difficult to speak up and explain your truth, especially difficult messages. This Page does have a hold of a truth, usually often their truth. But you can kind of see how it's difficult for them for the Page here to hold the sword upright, right? I hope you can see this a little. It seems like it's a bit heavy of a truth for such a small stature to keep a hold of. And that's the feeling I always get from this card. It's someone who does have a hold of a truth, like I said, usually their truth, and they're enthusiastic about it, and they have a youthful energy, and they take on this carrying this difficult truth and or delivering a difficult message connected to that truth. They take it on, they take it head on, right? But it can just be, especially during Mercury retrograde, it can just be really difficult to find the words. And even if you mentally, internally have the words, then it doesn't always come out right. It doesn't always come across correctly. It doesn't always meet its destination with the same intention with which you delivered it. But do be honest. For some of you, this divine partnership that I'm talking about that has presented itself, that you're trying to define, that you're trying to understand, another reason it's making you anxious is because while this is a new love to you, you already had one. Especially those of you with a divine masculine. I see that you have a divine masculine in the root of the situation, and then a new love was recently introduced, and one or both of these relationships feel very divine to you, and that can be what is making you feel anxious and ungrounded, and like the only thing to do is to turn inward and to inspect your own emotions. And you have to be honest. That's what so much of the advice is about here. The message with, again, the Page of Swords and the King of Feathers. Just be honest. It's not going to be easy. It is a difficult message to carry and to deliver. But go in the direction that you feel most confident about. And be honest with everybody in the situation. First and foremost yourself, of course, right? But then also everyone else in the situation. If you want to have a peaceful resolve, or as peaceful as possible, you have to show compassion for everyone. Again, empathy for both yourself and everyone else in the situation. And you're certainly advised here to deliver that truth no matter how difficult. Yeah, that's actually the message that ended up coming through most clearly. And I really feel like you have a handle on it. It's making, I think it's also making you feel anxious in your material world because of the partner that you're already with, or were already with. Because the two of you have roots together, right? Because you maybe have a home, or you certainly have a history, some sort of roots tangled together. And so it just literally naturally ungrounds everything for you to consider uprooting that situation, yourself from it. But you have to be honest with yourself about your own emotions, how you're feeling, what direction you want to take your life in. For others, it's not necessarily that a new person has come in, but some new type of love has come in, right? So if it's not a new person, it's a job offer, you can move here, you can be this, and it's a question of what's priority number one to me? Where do I want to take my future? What do I want my future to look like? And you have such, again, I'll say it one more time, you have such powerful potential right now, Aquarians. You know that these choices matter very much in the picture of your future, that it's going to dictate what you're doing for a while. That makes absolute sense to me. That really lines up with the fact that Uranus just moved into Taurus, and it's going to be there for years and years, right? Let me look and see if I have a note about how long. I don't know exactly how long. The last time it was there for 84 years, I think I had made a note about here. But it will be there for a lengthy stay, and that's the same feeling as what's happening with you and your choice of where you're headed right now. You're going to be in that job or that relationship. You're going to live with that choice of direction for a long time. This choice that you're making this month, and maybe have already made, like we said at the beginning, you're going to be living with it for a while, and you can feel that weight. You're very well aware of that. So no wonder you're just feeling a little bit anxious, and the advice is to lean into your logic, which I would think is really easy for us to do, right? Aquarians, maybe not as much during Pisces season. Again, don't know where your other placements are. That always matters. But fixed air, you naturally embody this just, logic, honest energy. And that's the advice as to what to lean on when you're feeling anxious and ungrounded. And I see you by the end of Pisces season, the beginning of next season, moving confidently in that direction that you've chosen. Congratulations. Like I said, you do seem to have a handle on it. It's just sort of a confirmation. This message is a confirmation that you can do it. You can lean on your logic and you can choose the direction that you're feeling most confident about, the person, the direction, the decision, the parenting style, if that is exactly how it resonates with you. You can lean on your logical side and find your footing again. You will need not only confident, but this youthful and enthusiastic energy that comes through with both the Chariot and the Page of Swords. And see, the thing is, with these two cards as your advice cards, there is a feeling that some force is going to try to halt you, to stop you, to stand in your way. Intentionally or inadvertently, right? It really doesn't matter. And it may be you, your own emotions, your own uncertainty that is above all else standing in your way, because the page is saying it may be difficult to wield this truth, to deliver this truth, but you must do it. And the Chariot is saying you may have to mow obstacles over in order to head confidently with control toward your goal that you're focused on. You'll have to move with intention. You will have to use your very will, your willpower, to bend the natural world around you, to take the shape and the order that you would like your world to look like. And you absolutely have that power with the Emperor energy in the root of the situation. You have that control. You are in charge. You are the authority figure in this situation. It truly looks brilliant. No one can really ask for or hope for anything better. When you're creating your destiny, of course there's going to be obstacles. Of course there are going to be Mercury retrogrades that make it difficult to deliver your truth at any given moment, whenever they hit, right? And other factors, circumstances as well along the way that are going to have to be ignored, going to have to be handled in sometimes an immature way because it's the best you can do. People who are going to have to be, told the truth even though it hurts their feelings. And none of us are ever going to handle it perfectly, but that's why I said congratulations, because by the end of the situation, you've made your decision about what path you're taking, what route you're choosing, and you feel confident about it. And that's all we can hope for. That's all, you can ask anybody for. And you're doing it. And it looks gorgeous. So I hope that offered you the needed encouragement I suspect some of you may have needed. That it offered some helpful insight to you, Aquarians. I already told you about the private reading information down below. Otherwise, just thank you all so much for all of your support to Lunatics Tarot. It's very much appreciated. I hope you make very wise choices for yourselves moving forward. I love you, and I will post another tarot fix for you very soon.